And hello there. We welcome you back to the latest edition of the Crustacean Nation Podcast here on HickoryCrawdads.com. It's an inside look for your Hickory Crawdads. I'm the voice of the Hickory Crawdads, Brian Rushing. Of course, if you've been following the team the last few weeks, you understand the playoffs are not in the cards for the Crawdads in this their first season in the Carolina League. However, that's not going to stop us from giving you more insights and more conversations with some of the folks that make things tick here at LP Frans Stadium. And when we come back, we will have our next guest here on the Crustacean Nation Podcast on the Hickory Crawdads Broadcast Network. Hickory Crawdads season tickets for the 2026 Carolina League baseball season are on sale now. A season membership gets you 66 Carolina League games, playoff priority, and other fabulous perks. Call 828-322-3000 to place your order or log on to HickoryCrawdads.com for more information. The number again, 828-322-3000. Do you need to be at LP Frans Stadium in 2026? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That number again, 828-322-3000. Hickory Crawdads Baseball. Abide by the call.
Hickory's own number one hometown baseball team.
And we welcome you back to the next installment of the Crustacean Nation Podcast. Twice a year on the podcast, we try to get the general manager in, and this is the time. Douglas Locascio is back with us as we're wrapping up the 2025 regular season. Douglas, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us again.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me today. It's hard to believe we're at the final stretch. You know, it's been a marathon, it's been a sprint, it's been a wide variety of things this year. But here we are at the final stretch of the season, and man, each year it goes faster and faster. It feels like, but it's been a great year though.
I think you're right, and here was one of the things that I had intended on talking to you about when we got toward the end of the year is how well the weather's cooperated with us this year. We had gone a long time this year with no postponements, no real measurable issues as it related to weather. Now, you're going to get your 4 o'clock pop-up thunderstorm. That just comes with the territory. But I was honestly thinking we were going to get together at this point this week, and we were going to talk about how, man, we've really dodged a bullet as it relates to rain. And then all you do, you get to the last homestand before this one, and you had back-to-back rainouts. You had a couple of doubleheaders. And since then, we've been pretty much perpetually dodging raindrops virtually every day at the ballpark. I guess that's just part and parcel to minor league baseball.
It is, and it's crazy. Actually, I was just the other day looking back at historical data and looking at kind of turnstile numbers, gates opening, rainouts and that thing, and just how that aligns. And, since 2010, we've had at least one rain out every year. We've had upwards to 6, as low as just 1. It's varied in variety, anywhere in between. But historically, the end of July, beginning of August, up until the mid-August, it seems that we're always battling something. Last year, we had a tropical storm came through that canceled a game. And that similar. That was the first week of August, so the same time frame of what this year's was. Obviously, it wasn't a tropical storm, but yes, we maybe have dodged some raindrops and things of that nature. But we had our own battles. If you remember the first week of April, first homestand of the year, the highest temperature we ever got to was 52 degrees in that 6 days. Saving grace from us and attendance-wise was our education day on that Wednesday.
That happened to be 48 degrees, I think it was, at first pitch.
At 11 a.m., so it was just crazy. So you battled that first homestand. Then the second homestand of the year, there was rain all throughout the week, like you said, those afternoon storms. But I think it's a testament to our incredible staff, our incredible grounds crew, and just all the hard work that they put in, not only when there's games, but leading up to the games. Their preparation is second to none. And from start to finish, I think this is one of the best years I've ever seen our field in its shape, in its look, in its visibility, and all of the above. So Corey Church and his grounds crew have done an incredible job putting ourselves in that best situation possible to get all of our games in when it matters the most. Because at the end of the day, we want to play, they want to play, we want to get all these games in. Obviously, those back-to-backs, some of that was out of our control, just the amount of weather that we had leading up to that homestand, and then where all the water just puddled to. It wiped out that Tuesday game. And then, again, weather didn't get above 70 degrees. The sun didn't come out for more than 10 minutes in a 4-day stretch. Not good formula to dry up puddles, especially in the grass.
That's
so
for sure.
Wednesday ran into that, but again, they busted their hump and got us through the rest of that homestand, got the field back dialed in, and just phenomenal job down there. So we have been very fortunate. We have dodged some major bullets, but we also have been very fortunate from the weather gods in that aspect of, it seems, if the team's been on the road, then those are the torrential downpours and when it's raining each and every day. But you take them where you get them. So we have been, but I cannot echo enough just the hard work of our staff and the grounds crew and what they put into this year.
Well, I got to be honest with you. There's a couple of situations this year to where I showed up at the ballpark and I'm like, there's no chance we're playing. There's just simply no chance we're playing. And then I look out there and we get to 6:45. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, we're just delayed 15 minutes.
Yep.
I mean, that will tell you the kind of work that's been put in. And again, I don't want to say it's easy to make a ballpark look beautiful when everything's going perfectly for you as it relates to weather. When you get routine 85 to 87 degree days and there's very little wind and you can get into a rhythm, that's much easier to contend with. What we've seen over the last couple of weeks for this field to be able to respond the way that it has truly is a testament to the crew that works on it day in and day out. Let's change gears a little bit and talk about another thing that, well, to be quite honest with you, I kind of figured would be coming, but I think it's a testament to the talent that we've seen in our first year in the Carolina League. Going back to being a Class A affiliate for the Texas Rangers organization, I knew that we would see some turnover. I don't know that I was quite as aware for as much turnover as we've been getting. And the reality is, it speaks to how many guys have moved up and even how many guys have moved on now to other organizations that I'll touch on in just a moment. But there is a lot of talent that has cycled through already in this one season, whether it's to Hub City. I mean, the reality is, there's a lot of guys in the Texas Rangers organization who have put some good work in at this ballpark and have reaped the rewards of being able to go to Hub City.
Without a doubt, yeah. I mean, and I think it's a testament of their hard work. It kind of also goes back to just recently with reduced roster sizes from a major league format with reduced minor league roster sizes. So a lot of these guys more so are on, I don't want to say borrowed time, like shorter leashes and things of that nature, but I don't think their leashes are as long. Like, it doesn't give them the opportunity to say, oh, it's okay, we've got 6 or 7 years to develop these guys. I think it's ultimately like, hey, okay, we need to see XYZ on the field. If we're not seeing that, then next man up mentality, because there's a lot of people in the wings. Without having a shorter season kind of option, they come here to us from Arizona. So they've got innings, they've got at-bats, they've got XYZ that they have to get in and measures that they have to see. And so I think that's been a key with it. But also I think it's just also a testament of the Rangers have been aggressive with some of these moves where they want to see, it's no longer like, okay, let's just get them acclimated to pro ball. I think more and more it's like, hey, what's going on? How can we get them there the fastest way possible and continue to work that way? So I think it's a combination of a lot of things when it comes to that. But I think they're pushing guys more and more in a good way. They want to see the guys' strengths. They want to see the guys' struggles, and they want to see how they're going to come out of both the pros and the cons, and how they're going to make an everyday kind of player. And they've seen it at the big leagues. I mean, how quick was the extent of Wyatt Langford? He was playing in Hickory right after the draft, I guess a couple weeks after draft. Obviously, he had a college season, but then next baseball season, he's making the opening day roster. So, I think they're all not the Wyatt Langfords of the world from that quick ascent, but in the same sense, they are going to push these guys. And it also helps having our single-A team only 90 minutes away. With being as close as we are, I think moves are a little more doable, and they want to push those guys. They want to see what both of the facilities look like and how they can best acclimate them and get them used to pro ball.
Well, that's a great segue, because I wanted to ask about Hub City. Of course, we've got another year under the belt as being a part of Diamond Baseball Holdings, but we're now the Class A team of the Texas Rangers organization, and about an hour and 15 minutes away, we've got the High Club down in Spartanburg, South Carolina. For a baseball fan, that happens, look, not everybody in these parts are going to naturally gravitate to the Texas Rangers. For Pete's sake, much of this world is Atlanta Braves territory. We're aware of that. But for these fans that decide to make the transition to following the Rangers, this is a tremendous breeding ground of watching the Ranger stars of tomorrow play at this park, play down in Spartanburg, and when you're less than an hour and a half away from watching those guys in their early developmental years, you can certainly develop some deep roots of fandom watching these guys. When they get to the show, you're very familiar with what they've done. Have they improved? There's no question about it. But you really get to see them take on their professional mannerisms here at the A level and down in Hub City at the high A level. So whether it's somebody like Caden Scarborough, Thomas Ireland, whether it's Chandler Pollard, Anthony Macias, whatever the case may be, these guys eventually, Alejandro Osuna, we've already seen him make the show this year. When you see these guys make this transition, it really sort of cements the fandom as it relates to folks that follow the team in Hickory and in Spartanburg.
Absolutely. It's such a unique place to be in, being only 90 minutes from our next level affiliate from that standpoint, from the relationship standpoint, but also just from the development standpoint, not only from a staff, but also from our players for on the field. Utilizing the resources they have there. They have an incredible facility. They have an incredible pitching lab. They have incredible batting they have all of this stuff, and our guys can utilize that. There's been a few on the off days where our guys are driving or carpooling there to get their side bullpens in, because the newest technology is able to read XYZ better, and they're able to see that. And our development team has been able to utilize both stadiums for joint meetings, or they if we're both home, they do split sessions where half of our coordinators are here for the beginning of the week and the other half are in Spartanburg, and then they flip on Fridays. That way they both see both teams. So it's an incredible thing. It's an incredible feature, one that we knew was going to be there, but it's just seeing it firsthand. Obviously, we got to experience that with the exhibition game to start the year.
Sure.
Not many teams do that. Typically it might be a home and home or you're truly getting to see both of those stadiums. And the guys, that's the coolest thing. Last year, obviously, you had the relationships with those guys. And when you're going there, they're giving you high fives. They're giving you hugs. They're smiling. They're just excited to see you. So it's been a joy. And it's been a great feature, and one that we're excited to continue to build on.
Do you foresee the exhibition games down in Spartanburg and Hickory, being sort of a back-to-back? Do you see that being a reality for years to come?
Potentially. I think a lot will just dictate and depend on schedule, as always. Scheduling scenarios, if that works. If a team has to travel, it probably wouldn't be us because of the uniqueness of our travel. So if Hub City has to travel to upstate New York, or one of the northern teams where they're flying out on Thursday, or it might not be realistic to do 2 games. In that case, we might just rotate years, and kind of like other minor league teams do. I've seen the White Sox. Jay just did that with Winston-Salem and Kannapolis, where they pick one city for the first year and then they rotate it to the other city. So maybe it switches back to something like that, where you're getting still that competitive, fun kind of game, but also a good taste of that ballpark. So I could see it potentially shifting maybe to a home-and-home series. It all probably will just dictate on schedules.
I did want to ask you this question. First year in the Carolina League, some of the old rivalries. Now, Lynchburg's not that because this is the first time we've ever seen them here at LP Frans Stadium. But when you take a look at teams like Kannapolis that are back with us again, you've had a chance to pretty much digest this for the entire year. What do you think about the travel schedule in the Carolina League now that you've had a chance to go through it for the most part, knowing that you've got some of those old rivals, Kannapolis, Columbia, et cetera, that are now part of the schedule and making local travel a little more realistic for fans that want to go to multiple locations and watch?
Oh, I absolutely love it. I mean, just not only from that standpoint, but also from a player lifestyle standpoint, to know a lot of the Mondays, the way the schedule is set up, in having the starting on a Tuesday, ending on a Sunday. Monday is supposed to be an off day for these guys, just for consistency standpoint. And a lot of times on some of those longer travel, you're having to bus on a Monday or even Sunday night after a game or fly out. So I think from a player standpoint, like, I just appreciate that off day so much. Like, and I'm not even a player, but if I was in their shoes, I know what it's like from a front office standpoint. Like, I just would appreciate that off day so much better. And if it's not an option because you're riding a bus, like, it's sometimes tough. So the possibility of that, obviously there still are some that we're the decide, not we, us, the Rangers, we get together and decide what's best, what they want, because sometimes they do want, if they're going to a Myrtle Beach or a Charleston, they want to explore the town. They want to see things in there and not just be cooped up in the hotel or at the ballpark. So they'll go on a Monday on their own choice because it gives them more time to do type of things. So I just think the flair and the variety of the towns that these guys get to go to is pretty unique, but it also gives them a good taste of what pro baseball is like.
So let me get this straight. Young, good-looking baseball players might want to leave a day early to go to Myrtle Beach. What's the rationale in that, Douglas?
I'm not really sure. I think they like the Ripley's Aquarium or something over there in Myrtle, and just get an extra day to enjoy that.
Oh yeah. I think that's exactly what it is. We're wrapping up. When we record this, we're wrapping up the weekend against the Lynchburg Hillcats. They're here in town for the first time ever. And then we're going to have the season finale against the Charleston River Dogs. Now, I don't want to talk about the River Dogs. They've been the thorn in our side all year. As far as I'm concerned, that's the last thing I want to talk about. But when it comes to the schedule, you're going to have a Fan Appreciation Day, and it's going to be one of those things to where we celebrate those that have kept going through the turnstiles day in and day out. What is your message to the fans? Another year here at LP Frans Stadium, the first year in the Carolina League. What would you say if you had a chance to sit down with every single fan and speak to them individually? What would you say to them?
It's as simple as just two words. Thank you. Like, there's so many options of things to do in our city, in the surrounding areas, and night in and night out, or once a homestand, whatever it might be, they make the decision to come out here and to be entertained. And so it's just to say thank you. Thank you to the fans. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you to the supporters. Thank you to the players. Thank you to the staff. Thank you just can't be said enough, because ultimately without them, yes, there would be baseball going on, because that is what this is for. It's for development, but we would not be able to entertain to the level we are without the fan support that we have. So it would just be thank you, simply put, and just to show our gratification and appreciation for them showing up each and every night when it was 98 degrees, or when we had Nat Fest here with the field lights and all of the gnats were surrounding every single light, or in rain delays, or in muddy second base, whatever it was, the support was there, and we felt it not only in person, on social media, in our followers. So just thank you for the support throughout the season. We appreciate the feedback that they give during surveys and take the time to fill those out. So again, thank you for that. And we just look forward to making 2026 that much better, because we want to take each and everything and get better each and every day. It's a challenge of us as a staff no fan should leave here disappointed. If someone does, how do we get better and how do we improve on that?
I've seen something this year that I didn't necessarily see the year before, and I think it's going to become kind of trendy here around the ballpark. This year, I've seen a lot of runners. I've seen people actually sitting up on the road before you get to Pepsi Town that are sitting there watching the game with their kids. Maybe some of them gone for a walk, headed out toward the bridge across 321, whatever the case may be. This is becoming a place that people are coming to, but not just for baseball.
Nope.
And I'm okay with that. I think it creates an opportunity. It gives you guys an opportunity while the lights are on and people are on the field to sell the product and even sell the product beyond September. In thinking about things like that, what are some of the things that come to mind for the off season that could in fact draw people here between the months of September and April so that they are constantly thinking, yep, there's always something going on at the Frans?
Yeah, so our staple, obviously since COVID coming back again, and registration's already ongoing, is our annual kickball league. So we've got our kickball league that will run for 5 weeks, starting here in September. Then we'll roll into hosting showcase baseball tournaments, all-timers walks. We have a couple social clubs that are meeting out here and just having kind of gatherings and spending time together in just a casual setting. But obviously you touched on runs. We're in such a unique place, and with the aviation walk just opened, we are more information to come, but we are looking into putting on a Christmas Santa run out here at the ballpark, where sometime in the month of December, again, more details come, firming up those details as we speak, but to do a Santa run where it surrounds the ballpark, you're running in a Santa suit and doing a 5K, or walking the 5K in a Santa suit, just having a good time from that standpoint. Then we'll roll into in 26 and look forward to having discussions with App State about hosting one or two of their annual series out here at the ballpark to kick off their season. And who knows, some of the community colleges or LR, there's always interest because of the facility, of the location, and they just enjoy being out here at the ballpark as much. And so we look forward to bringing some things of those to the table. Well,
that's certainly what I'm hoping to hear from you at some point soon, whether it is App State, Lenore-Rhine, whether it's perfect game baseball or whatever's going on out here. I'd love to get a call from you one day to say, hey, you want to know something? They want a broadcaster. We want you to come up here and sit in the booth in the off season. Sign me up. I'm all about it. One final question that I've got with you. Douglas Locascio here with us on the Crustacean Nation Podcast. As it relates to Diamond Baseball Holdings, we talked about some of the things that are going on in the offseason. Well, Diamond Baseball Holdings is getting as familiar with Hickory as Hickory's getting familiar with Diamond Baseball Holdings. This is a ballpark that's now in its 4th decade serving the Hickory area. My question for you is this. Can you talk about what could be coming down the line as far as things that Diamond Baseball Holdings may have in their relationship with the Texas Rangers organization and the Hickory Crawdads, that a year or two from now people are going to come to the ballpark in early April and they're going to be like, wow, had no idea this was on deck? Is there anything like that that you can speak to, not necessarily firmly in the details, but at least conceptually, that could be happening in the next year or two?
I think conversations are ongoing definitely from that aspect of how do we make fan entertainment, fan amenities, how do we take that to another level? As Diamond Baseball has come in, Diamond Baseball is learning as much as anyone in this game. They came in, they are a 3-4-year-old company, originally just started with 9 teams, up to 44 teams now. So from that aspect, they are learning day in and day out. And some of those guys weren't in minor league baseball before. So they're learning the minor league baseball game themselves. And so I think the biggest thing is what they look for is feedback of what the fans want to see, what the fans want. And a lot of that drives around entertainment and fan amenities. So I think some of those could be coming down the pipeline. I don't want to be too vague, but I also, there isn't too much big picture to share as of right now. So I think as I'm telling our staff, we are in the SWOT analysis stage.
Sure.
We are laying out our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, and our threats. And we are coming up with a game plan of success, not only for the next year, but for the next decade. And what does that look like? What are things that we need to put us over the top? What are the things we're doing well already? What could potentially impact us in the negative? So I think we are in that process of laying out our SWOT analysis and kind of looking and brainstorming of ways. But I think the biggest I'd say first item will be the fan entertainment, and how do we continue to take that? And I don't know what that is. That more acts and appearances? Is that more fireworks shows? Is it more giveaways? And I think that is what the fan feedback survey is so valuable for us to go off of what drives fans, what makes fans want to be here, and what's going to bring them back. Because the biggest thing and the biggest way we're going to be successful, and Diamond Baseball is going to be successful, is butts in seats. And that's the biggest thing, is how do we get the most butts in our seats here at the ballpark night in and night out? Not only on your Fridays and Saturdays, but night in and night out, how do you deliver the best experience possible to those fans, and how do you get more butts in seats?
Douglas, I came to the answer as soon as you railed off that laundry list of things that could be done that the fans might want. I know the answer that the fans have right now. You know what that answer is?
What's that answer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If it's fireworks, they want it. If it's giveaways, they want it. If it's post-game concerts, they want it. And anything like that, is going to take this thing in the right direction moving forward for years to come. Douglas Locascio, thanks for spending some time with us. It's going to be a fun last few days here at the ballpark in 2025. And I'm already starting to think about 2026. So I'm excited for the upcoming year. I'm excited to wrap this one up. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to sit in this booth for the second year.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a joy having you. And, for all those that have tuned in all season long, not only to these podcasts, but night in and night out to our game broadcasts and stuff like that. Again, thank you.
Well, we come back on the other side of the break. We'll wrap up this latest edition of the Crustacean Nation Podcast on HickoryCrawdads.com. Black Tie Transportation is the official transportation company of your Hickory Crawdads. Black Tie Transportation gets your crawdads to every Carolina League destination in comfort and style. College and pro teams across the Carolinas trust Black Tie Transportation for their travel needs. Find out how Black Tie Transportation can get your group to their next travel destination safely and professionally at blacktieTransportation.net. That's blacktieTransportation.net. And we thank you so much for joining us on this latest installment of the Crustacean Nation Podcast. Don't forget to make sure that you get your season ticket memberships for 2026. They're on sale right now by calling 828-322-3000, or you can log on to HickoryCrawdads.com for more information about 2026 season ticket memberships. And also be looking out on HickoryCrawdads.com. In the course of the next few days, you'll be seeing the 2026 schedule roll out for the next Carolina League season. So until we're back with you, this is Brian Rushing thanking you so much for joining us. Until next time, abide by the claw.
In the cool Catawba River mist, there's excitement in the air. From Lake Hickory shores across Unifor, it's spreading everywhere. From the young folks to the old folks, it's a feeling they can't hide. Since the Crawdads came to Hickory, this whole town's filled with pride. Hometown baseball, it's got a hold on me. Give me Crawdads baseball, Hickory's own number one hometown baseball team. There's an old rebel spirit in every part of Frans Stadium. So let's stand and cheer, cause the dads are here and the fight has just begun. And to those who should oppose us, well, let them know this law. When you tangle with a crawdad, you're gonna feel the claw. Hometown baseball, it's got a hold on me. Give me crawdads fun. Join your friends and family, the good times have just begun.